Hamilton School District Number 3, located in the beautiful Bitterroot Valley of western Montana, where we take pride in our kids, our schools, and our town. Let's start with Hamilton High School.
People grow up here and they find a way to come back. And the school district, since its inception in Hamilton, has always been a center of that community vibe that keeps people coming back after they have retired from a lifelong career. They come back and they raise their kids here, or they have their broader families come, and it becomes a place where it's just a connectedness to the community through what we do here at Hamilton High.
I have had the privilege of working with diverse groups and students of all abilities. Even though I teach high-level AP students, I have opportunities that my administration has allowed me to create opportunities for a variety of clubs and people of all abilities to get to know this school.
I feel like Hamilton has a great community of students, super fun to work with. They're always outgoing, pleasant. If you looked at all their extracurricular activities, they are involved in everything, and it just makes it really nice you see them around town. We see the things that they deliver back to our community, and they're hard workers.
We are currently housed in a building that was built in 1999. We will conclude our 21st school year in this building at the end of the 21-22 school year. We are currently working with A&D Architecture to develop a new main entrance. This will improve safety and day-to-day operation of the high school, our gym, and performing arts space. Currently, the population of Hamilton High School is 533 students, with the current grade level population as follows: 9th, 141, 10th, 146, 11th, 128, 12th, 118. 65 students have an IEP and 36 students have a 504. HHS has consistently been at or above the state average for overall composite scores on the ACT. In 2020-2021, 19% of high school students received advanced scores on the ACT. 13% were proficient, 28% were nearly proficient, 40% of students are receiving novice scores. Based on ACT data, we recognize the need to provide intervention in mathematics and technical writing to try and move novice scorers to nearing proficient and nearing proficient scores to proficient. We want to increase ACT proficiency in math, reading, and science by 10%. We are adding a second ACT prep course to the schedule with the intent of adding more courses if this one is successful. HHS has consistently added opportunities for students to take both AP and dual enrollment courses each year. We believe the number of students taking these advanced courses contributes to our large number of students scoring advanced on the ACT. Hamilton High School is 19%, state is 13%. In addition to improved ACT scores for advanced students, most of our AP test takers score a 3 or better on AP tests each year. We will continue to prioritize these advanced opportunities for students by offering a wide variety of AP and dual enrollment courses. To eliminate competition for courses within departments, some courses may be offered on a rotation every other school year to facilitate maximum AP opportunities and accommodate students' scheduling needs. Now let's check out Hamilton Middle School. We are currently housed in the old high school, which was built in 1929. It has been through many additions, with major ones in 1964 and 1977. Hamilton changed from a junior high model to middle school model in 2000 when they moved into the high school.
I think a lot of staff likes working here because it is very much a family environment. We all support each other and we're able to have open, meaningful conversations that matter. We all put students first place, which is important in education, and we're willing to do what it takes to make every kid successful.
I used to go here as a student, and I love kind of the nostalgic part of teaching at the school I went to. I absolutely love working with my old teachers. We're like one big family who kind of watches out for each other, and I think that's by far my favorite part of working here.
We are currently working with A&D Architecture to develop the future vision of HMS, which includes a potential new location and building. Hamilton Middle School's current configuration is a 5th through 8th grade middle school. This year, we switched to a trimester schedule. The 5th grade is a traditional self-contained configuration with class rotations of library, counseling, music, art, and physical education daily at 1 elective per trimester. The 6th through 8th grade students are on a 5-block trimester schedule. Currently, the population of Hamilton Middle School is 477 students. The current grade level populations are as follows: 5th grade, 123, 6th, 112, 7th, 113, 8th, 129. 64 students have an IEP, 27 students are on a 504. 112 students qualify for Tier 2 or 3 gifted and talented. Based on the 2021 SBAC scores, the 5th grade proficiency for ELA was 32% compared to the state average of 48%. The mathematics proficiency was 26% compared to the state average of 31%. Based on map reading data from the fall of 2020 to the spring of 2021, 59% of the 5th grade students met their RIT projected goal, and more than half were closing the achievement gap. Mathematical data from the same time period showed 71.8% of the students met their RIT projected goal, and 40% of the students were closing that achievement gap. Based on the 2021 SBAC scores, the 6th grade proficiency for ELA was 46% compared to the state average of 46%. The mathematics proficiency was 34% compared to the state average of 31%. Based on map reading data from the fall of 2020 to the spring of 2021, 47.4% of the 6th grade students met their RIT projected goal, and just under half were closing the achievement gap. Mathematical data from the same time period showed 79.5% of the students met their RIT projected goal, and 64% of the students were closing the achievement gap. Based on the 2021 SBAC scores, the 7th grade proficiency ELA was 45% compared to the state average of 48%. The mathematics proficiency was 39% compared to the state average of 35%. Based on map reading data from the fall of 2020 to the spring of 2021, 39.1% of the 7th grade students met their RIT projected goal, and under half were closing that achievement gap. Mathematical data from the same time period showed 55.4% of the students met their RIT projected goal, and over half of the students were closing the achievement gap. Based on the 2021 SBAC scores, the 8th grade proficiency for ELA was 49% compared to the state average of 48%. The mathematics proficiency was 22% compared to the state average of 32%. Based on map reading data from the fall of 20 to the spring of 21, 51.9% of the 8th grade students met their RIT projected goal, and half were closing the achievement gap. Mathematical data from the same time period showed 65.4% of the students met their RIT projected goal, and over half of the students were closing the achievement gap. Based on the ELA data from SBAC and MAP results, we will be addressing the areas of informational text and editing of writing grades 5th through 8th. Based on the mathematics data from SBAC and MAP testing, we will be addressing the following areas. 5th grade, write and interpret numerical expressions, analyze patterns and relationships, understand the place value system, and represent and interpret data. 6th grade, understand ratio concepts and use ratio reasoning to solve problems. Apply and extend previous understanding of multiplication and division to divide fractions by fractions. Reason about and solve one-variable equations and inequalities, and solve real-world and mathematical problems involving area, surface area, and volume. 7th grade, apply and extend previous understandings of operations with fractions to add, subtract, multiply, and divide rational numbers, and use random sampling to draw inferences about a population. 8th grade, know that there are numbers that are not rational and approximate them by rational numbers. Work with radical and integer exponents, understand the connections between proportional relationships, lines, and linear equations, analyze and solve linear equations and pairs of simultaneous linear equations, define, evaluate, and compare functions, and use functions to model relationships between quantities. Now over to Daly Elementary School.
I mean, one of the things about Daly is that we are fun, and we have a lot of fun with the kids, and we have fun with each other, and the building is an exciting place to be for kids. It's a great place to be as an adult too. There's a lot of laughter, and there's some natural just joy in being with the littles and then getting to be with them until they're in 4th grade. And I'm so lucky because I get to see it all in the library.
I think that there's a lot of things our district does for innovation, but here at Daly, the win time, what I need, is really powerful for a lot of students getting exactly what they need. I also appreciate that Hamilton School District has a long history of supporting gifted education, and so I want to highlight the fact that we are working towards K-12 enrichment, and we have a lot of support for that.
We've got excellent administrators. The teams work very collaboratively together. A lot of teamwork and camaraderie. The students are excited to be here, especially with the return from COVID. They're so excited to be back and energetic. And now with the rotation of WIN on a daily basis on the what I need, we're able to target those students' skills and really focus on what they need to help excel in the classroom.
And I love working here. I've got a great 2nd grade team. Our principal, Mrs. Dowd, and our vice principal, Mr. Holland, are fantastic. They are supportive. I feel like I can go to them with any questions I have or any concerns. And if they don't have an immediate answer, they will always come back and say, hey, this is what I found out. This is what I learned. Let's try this.
In the fall of 2020, Daly Elementary underwent multiple changes. The first system change was the merging of 2 schools, making the current 2 through 4 building with approximately 300 students a K through 4 building boasting just over 500 students. Additionally, a vice principal position was added, and a new principal joined the Daly team. Before the school closure due to COVID-19, a curriculum team was reviewing the math curriculum. When school resumed in person in the fall of 2021, the process began again, and it became clear that the team needed some deeper understandings and collective efficiency in terms of best practices for mathematical instruction before selecting a curriculum. This began a year-long focus on developing both of these things that will continue into the next school year as well. First, a plan was laid out that included providing ongoing professional development, focusing on the development of mathematical concepts for pre-K 5 students. 6 times during the school year, Cheryl Hobbs, a regionally known mathematics coach, teacher, and principal, trained teachers for 2 consecutive days to understand the progression of math skills and to provide strategies and methodology that would ultimately positively impact first instructional practices. Additionally, the district hired an instructional coach to help implement with these new learnings and to help guide, support, and launch WIN time. WIN stands for What I Need, and it's designed to be responsive to individual needs and offer additional support to students in both math and reading. WIN time occurs each day, and during this time, students are broken into smaller groups based on current data in order to address a specific deficit or enhance a specific strength. All students and educational support staff participate in WIN time, making 11 to 12 smaller groups per grade level. Grade level teams have created pre- and post-assessments for each skill group. And as students show mastery of the skills via the post-assessments, they advance to the next skill group their personal data supports. WIN groups are flexible and responsive to individual student needs and provide collective responsibility and investment in achievement for all students. This is the first year of implementation of WIN, and as expected, it will continue to undergo revision to refine that process and result in even better student outcomes. Finally, just this March, with a new collective knowledge of best practices, our Math Curriculum Committee selected Bridges in Mathematics as our future program at Daly. With this adoption, we will continue to learn how to implement best practices efficiently and consistently. Additionally, the intervention piece of the program will provide a great support for WIN time instruction, adding guidance and reteaching ideas and support. Now let's look at Daly's demographics. Total students, 541. Then in each grade level, kindergarten, 115. First, 108. Second, 103. Third, 112. Fourth, 103. Kids with IEPs, 73. Kids with 504s, 14. Our scores on the state-mandated SBAC test reveal that we are in the needs improvement category in the following criteria: interpret and integrate information, analyze information and sources, editing. After meeting with grade level teams, it was determined that a writing program is needed to address this deficiency. Therefore, the district will provide professional development for the program Step Up to Writing, develop a common scoring rubric, assign common writing prompts, and create inter-rater reliability by collaboratively grading the prompts. The goal is to have an acceptable level of internal consistency for scoring writing at each grade level. The goal is also to increase SBAC scores to 50% or greater proficiency. MAP data shows that in math we are needing improvement across the board. We underwent a curriculum review and provided professional development from Cheryl Hobbs in number sense. The grade level teams will be developing common assessments and common scoring. We have chosen the program Bridges for K through 4. Teachers will also receive professional development on these programs. The goal is to have common assessments and scoring practices to create inter-rater reliability by collaboratively grading assessments. Grade level teams will also prioritize state standards and proficiency scales. Another focus for the Daly Elementary School will be moving to standards-based grading and making a standards-based report card. Now let's look at Washington Learning Center. Washington Learning Center houses our early kindergarten program and our Little Bronx preschool for special education students. There are currently 48 students enrolled in early kindergarten and 14 enrolled in the Little Bronx preschool.
I love our community. I love our school district. I love this school especially. I've been here about a little over 10 years, and I've enjoyed every year and the growth that it's opportunities that I've had here in this district. And I especially love now teaching early kindergarten. They're definitely my niche.
Many times people feel that learning starts at kindergarten, and there are so many pre-skills that lead up to a child being successful at the kindergarten level. For example, seeing groups of 5, understanding groups of 5. You really need to understand groups of 2 and 3 before you understand groups of 4 and 5. So just those simple steps that may get skipped in the home because people aren't aware that that's something important that they should be highlighting or paying attention to.
So the kids are able to spend a lot of time outside and also out in the community. We do a lot of projects in the community, like we made Valentine's for Sapphire Lutheran homes. We also spend a lot of visits in the park, and now that it's starting to get nice out, we can get ready for our garden and do lots of projects outdoors. And then with the classroom materials, we get to do so much to get them ready for kindergarten, and then they come in like really far ahead than the kids that just spent time at daycare or didn't have time in a classroom setting.
What I do for our students is I identify kids that are 3 to 5-year-olds that have some special needs, and so we give them some early interventions, get them acquainted with the classroom, work on their speech and their social skills, their self-help skills, just get them ready and teach them how to be a learner in our classroom.
The goal of our program is to have every child begin kindergarten feeling confident alongside their peers, continue learning new skills, stay in school, and graduate. Early kindergarten is meant to help targeted students with kindergarten readiness skills. HSD3 wants to ensure that all students in our community are prepared to succeed in kindergarten and beyond by providing a language-rich program designed to add intensive resources for targeted students.